Hello friends, it has been another long hiatus away from the channel as my professional commitments grew too big on me in the last couple of months. Right before I descended into this phase, I had taken a few days off on a trip to Dharmshala, a picturesque hill station in the state of Himachal Pradesh. On my way back to Kolkata, I had stopped by at the national capital in New Delhi for a bit and took some time to pay a visit to Penn's Point, a pen shop that may well be known worldwide for its handmade pens marketed under the brand Del Moon. However, I was more interested in scoping out any interesting vintage models that I could possibly add to my collection. And add I did indeed. This is the Sheaffer Fashion II, as in the second edition of the fashion line offered by Sheaffer, manufactured in the United States of America through the 1990s. In fact, this is the first and only Sheaffer pen that I have from that period till now. This probably also ranks among the last Sheaffer pens to be manufactured in the US before the production units in Hong Kong took over. Now, Sheaffer is a brand with which my love for vintage pens began. I happen to own several from the 1960s, 1970s manufacturing era, something I consider to be a high point in their design history. The fashion is in fact the first Sheaffer that I now have which does not belong to that period. But more on those pens later. The Sheaffer Fashion is made mostly of steel components, especially when I'm talking about the cap, the barrel, and of course, the nib. There is a consistent carbon black colored coating all around with gold plated accents on the top of the cap and bottom of the barrel, and also on the clip, which also features this trademark white dot, and on the top and base of the grip section. The Sheaffer branding appears at the base of the clip, but the accents have been worn away. So I don't think it would be much visible through the camera right now. The branding also appears as expected on the nib. I think this one is, at least the engraving is better visible. The grip section, however, appears to be hard premium resin. The pen came with a modern Sheaffer converter, so the filling system is very replaceable. Now, coming to the nib, it is a medium tip steel nib and writes a pretty thick line like Sheaffer medium nibs usually do. Let me then demonstrate it with a writing sample. The ink I'm using here is the Waterman Harmonious Green. Sorry, a bit of a false start here. as expected, writes quite wet. Now, it's splitting hairs, but it might be the smoothest Sheaffer I have come to own till date. This one probably takes the cake not only because of the thought, but more because of the lack of almost any feedback whatsoever. And very consistent, no skipping whatsoever. Now, a little bit about the dimensions of this pen. Now, the capped length of the pen comes to around 14 centimeters. The uncapped length comes to about 12.5 centimeters. It does post nicely and doesn't have any risk of coming off, but it becomes fairly long for my liking to. Anyway, the length with the cap posted comes to about right 15.5 centimeters, and the circumference comes to about 9 millimeters. Time for some concluding observations. Performance-wise, there are absolutely no issues so far, save for it being a little bit too smooth a medium nib for the writing to be controlled sometimes. This unit has a slightly loose clip on the cap, but these issues can be expected from used pens. So I am definitely not looking forward to wearing it clipped to my shirt. It's a 1990s production, as I stated earlier, so probably attracts the debate as to whether it would qualify as a true vintage. I mean, I have lived longer than this pen has been in existence. Whatever it be, the design is very modern, very contemporary, and might remind some of us of the cross-century line of pens in some respect. So that's it from me in this video. If you happen to own or use a Sheaffer Fashion, please let me know about your experiences in the comment section. See you soon with another video.